There's a road behind this little town where the tall grass leans when the sun goes down. I used to drive there after dark just to hear my thoughts and watch the stars. Time moves on like a passing train. Some things lost and some things gained. But the truth I've come to understand is the best of life is never planned. In the quiet of a moment, when the world just fades away, that's where the light stays, in the laughter and the long days, in the stories that we tell again, like they never end. In the small ways, every memory softly remains, even when the years have slipped away. That's where the light stays. Old guitars and a kitchen chair.
Good morning. If you have watched the last video, I was showing you this, two unfinished jumpers that I'm knitting on 2.5mm needles. And one of them that I said is going to be my next project is this one, which I'm knitting. It's some leftover yarn that I had from a while ago, which is, I think, I always confuse whether it's lana gatta or lana grossa, but it's cool wool lace. And I'm holding, which is a lace weight merino yarn, and I'm holding that yarn with this, which is in charcoal gray, with this lace weight cobweb merino. And I was knitting it on 2.5mm needles. The body is finished, and I'm just kind of giving you a recap if you didn't watch the last video. However, the leftover yarn that I had, I knew for sure that I don't have enough for full-length sleeves or even 3/4, like bracelet length. So I didn't want to order extra yarn just to finish this jumper, and I don't want it to be extremely short sleeves. So what I decided to do is to divide whatever yarn I had, which when I measured it was about 15 grams, to divide it into 2 equal parts, so 7.5 grams each, and to knit how much ever I have until I run out of yarn, to see how much I get. But as I started doing that, which I'm doing it with this one and holding it the same like for the body of the jumper, holding the cobweb merino, when I started knitting the sleeve, I measured how much yarn I have used for the 4 centimeters of the sleeve. The reason being is that the ribbing, when I start, I know I'm going to want it to be about 4 centimeters long. So I wanted to see how much of this yarn I'm using up for about 4 centimeters. And it was about 2 grams. So now I have a little bit over 3 grams left, and I don't think the jumper is going to be, the sleeves are going to be long enough that how I want it when I come to only 2 grams to start the ribbing. I'm going to continue knitting. I'm going to come to 2 grams in this ball. I'm going to try on the jumper that time, and then see if I'm okay with the length of the sleeve, and if I am, then I'm going to start the ribbing and use up that last 2 grams. If I'm not, if I want it longer, then what I'm thinking to do is maybe kind of make a transition into the same weight yarn but fully black. So to hold this black cobweb merino, but with the lace weight black as well. Whether I'm going to make the transition through helical knitting or maybe a mosaic stitch, just kind of a gradual transition, or maybe make a black stripe and then continue with gray and then finish it with all black. I'll see, but the plan is I'm going to knit until I have 2 grams left of this lace weight cool wool lace, and then I'm going to try it on and decide. I'm going to try it on together with you, but I just wanted to give you an update of what's going on, so you know that what I'm doing until I try it on. I was just going through my cupboard, and I thought in the meanwhile, while I'm knitting on that jumper, because that's going to take me a couple of days, I thought to show you some clothes that I wear during the summer. Now, because I'm going through my cupboard, that's when I got the idea. Well, most of my stuff is really wrinkled in the hanging section, because there where I have the kind of like shelves, I've organized everything. However, now when I started taking the stuff out of the place where they're hanging, I thought, my goodness, everything is so wrinkled, so this is going to be an excellent way for me to kind of start sorting everything out as well. So I'm not going to show you everything in this moment. It's going to take me a couple of days to kind of gather a few things. But this is the first dress that I did take out of the cupboard. And this is just a simple, most of my clothes, even for the summer, are black. This is a very simple dress that I got. I think it was very inexpensive, and I'm talking about like 15 or 20 euro. I'm not sure whether it was Terra Nova, or I have to look at the label, but it was one of those generic brands. And even though it's very tight, but it does have these ruched sides here, and it's quite comfortable. The reason why I like it is that I can wear it like this with Birkenstocks for during the day, or I can pair it for the evening with stilettos, and just kind of transform the whole outfit simply by changing shoes and the handbag. I don't think you can actually see my shoes here, but I will lift my I don't want to let me see how I can lift them so you can see. I don't want to climb on the couch with the heels, but that kind of goes everything paired together with what we were talking about in the previous one or two videos, one video as well, with modifying these t-shirts. And clothes, for me at least, they can be very simple, but I think that what we put as accessories, it really does make a difference and can transform the outfit completely. So this is the first dress that I'm trying on, and I'm slowly taking stuff out of the cupboard, and I'm slowly going to start ironing them. I don't think I'm going to overwhelm you with my whole wardrobe, but just to kind of like, I got the idea while I said perfect, so I can clean the cupboard, organize it, and I can show you what I wear during the summer as we go along. So I knitted the sleeve on the jumper, and I actually had enough yarn I didn't have to introduce the black yarn, what I was thinking to do in case I don't have enough. This is fine as far as the length is concerned for me, and I think it might even get a bit longer once I block it. Oh, let me just move. I think the cable was going across the lens, the microphone cable. So yeah, I think once I block it, it might even stretch a tiny bit longer, but even if it doesn't, this is just fine. And let me show you what actually stayed from the yarn. So really not much at all. I mean, this was like a perfect amount. So now I know that I'm going to have enough and what I did, I had this row counter, and I knitted for 40 rounds, and then I did ribbing for 20 rounds. So I think it's a bit more than 4 centimeters, and then I bound off. So altogether it's 60 rounds. So I know that I'm going to do the same thing for the other sleeve, and I'm going to have enough. But this is quite amazing that I have this little bit left over. I recorded a section just a second ago, but the microphone was not working, where I try on another dress, another black dress that is actually one of my most worn dresses. However, obviously I can't include it because there was no sound. And I might re-record it when once I finish, either when I finish this jumper completely and before I try it on, or I might record it tomorrow or something like this. I really can't be bothered to put on the dress again. But it was really funny. I was looking at the footage of the previous. What's wrong with this hair? I was looking at the footage of the previous dress that I was showing you. I was like, my goodness, this is so funny. I called my mom. I said, I look so uncomfortable. I felt so uncomfortable because it's like it's been ages since the time I did modeling. It's been more than 20 years. And no, my son is 22, so it's been more than 25 years. And I said to my mom, I have to kind of bring that back a bit and relearn how to pose because I felt so uncomfortable. Even like in one moment, I put my foot on the table like a cowboy. But I said, you know what, I'm just gonna keep that in just for laughs. And I said, but from now on, I'm gonna try to pay a bit more attention how I pose. Anyway, so I'm very happy with the fact that I was able to knit the length of the sleeve so that I didn't have to introduce other color. Anyway, I'm gonna start knitting on the other one, and once I finish it, this took me about a day or 1.5 days. Once I finish this second sleeve, I'm gonna wash it. It's gonna dry very quickly, it's gonna take only overnight, and then I'm gonna try it on so you can see how it looks.
All the things we almost miss turn out to be the ones that last. I've been chasing dreams across the miles, but the truth was here the whole damn while. In the voices and the open skies and the love you never have to hide. In the middle of the madness, there's a place we always find. That's where the light stays, in the laughter and the long days, in the stories that we tell again like they never end. In the small ways, every memory softly remains, even when the years have slipped away. That's where the light stays. Maybe we don't see it when we're running through the years, but the best of every moment leaves a trace that stays right here, like a spark that keeps on glowing even when the night feels long. All the love we leave behind us is a place we all belong. That's where the light stays, in the echoes of the old days, in the quiet when the world slows down and you look around. In the small ways, every heart finds its own place. Every road we've ever walked along keeps a light on. Yeah, the years may drift away, but the light stays.
I finished the jumper and it's drying, but while it's drying I wanted to show you two more dresses, two more black dresses that I have for the summer. Now I have more, but I want to keep it to 3 dresses this time. And there is a method to my madness, because with the next one that I'm going to show you, I'm going to show you how I style it with something that I've knitted. However, this one I wanted to show you because out of all of the dresses, this is my most worn one. And I bought it a couple of years ago, the same like with the other dresses as well, none of them are new. I bought it in Zara, and I don't know if they have any similar now at the moment. And I like it because it has pockets, it has this high V-neck because I like higher necklines. And it's very kind of lightweight. And it feels, I don't know exactly what composition it is, but it feels like linen. I didn't check the label. And this one is my most worn one. Now, I never wore this one with high heels, not that I remember. I always wear it, whether it's during the day or during the night or in the evening, with these thongs. Or I think that I wore them, or they look nice with moccasins, with black moccasins as well. And also with Converse, with black Converse. I have Converse in black, grey and navy. So I think I wore them with black, and that changes the look completely. So with black moccasins, like that, so never with high heels, although it could possibly go. I have some wedges that are fully black, so it could possibly go with that, but somehow I never paired it with high heels, always with flats. And now I'm going to show you this last one that is similar to the first one that I showed you, but I did one time style it with a shrug that I knitted. This last one, and I don't know if my underwear are kind of showing like the outlines, so forgive me if they are, because I can't really see in the small viewfinder. This one, I wear it quite often because it's so versatile and it's very comfortable. And I bought this one, well, again, a couple of years ago from H&M. I bought it in another color as well, and I never wore the other color. I always wear this one, the black one. Now, again, you can wear it with flats, but the reason why I wanted to show you is how versatile, just by changing small accessories and shoes, it can look. Because this dress was, again, very inexpensive. This dress was around 20 euro something, and I don't know if they have it. I didn't go to the shop here. However, if you like something like this, I did find on H&M website a similar one, but it's a bit shorter, that very flattering length, which I would buy now if I didn't have this one, which is just below the knee, and it has small cap sleeves. Now this one, I wore it with high heels when we went for my father's birthday. We went last year, no, a couple of years ago. We went for dinner, and I wore it with high heels. It wasn't these heels that I'm wearing now. I'm wearing the black ones now that I showed you with the first dress. But what I want to show you is, let's say with a very simple bracelet. Just brought one bracelet with me, so I don't change all the jewelry. This is just acrylic bracelet with a very simple bracelet, and because we went that time to the casino here in Limassol, to the restaurant there, and because of the air condition, it was chilly inside, so I put on a shrug. Now, I wore it with the beige shoes, and I put on the beige shrug, which I'm going to show you after these. But in the meanwhile, I have knitted also the black one, and you probably know this pattern. This is a pattern by Jackie Rose, and I'm going to link that as well, hopefully. I remember, I have to rewatch the video and remember everything that I'm going to link. And it's a 1x1 rib knitted tube, but it's so versatile. And look at the difference, how a very simple, inexpensive dress can transform the outfit. Again, I can't really see what you're seeing because the viewfinder is very small and far away from me, but how a simple dress can be completely transformed just with one bangle, maybe different earrings, and the shrug. And now I think this is going to be more of a show off of my shoes, which I'm happy to do in this case. Not that they are very different. I have more or less similar type of shoes, but they're all pumps. So this is the one that, these are the ones that I wore that time, these beige ones, kind of nude. and I paired it with this shrug. Why I think this is so interesting is because I am a proponent of buying something that is good quality and kind of having one but good piece. However, I don't think that you have to pay a lot in order to kind of mix and match the styles and for it to look elegant. Because, for example, the shoes were expensive, what I consider expensive. The dress was around 20 euros, I told you. And yarn for this shrug, this is from Stylecraft. It was an Aran one. I'll link that as well. I'm not sure, but this was a wool acrylic blend. So I think it was 75% acrylic and 25% wool, Aran weight. And I knitted it on 4.5mm needles. And look how nice that looks with these shoes. So just pairing these two things, and we can always have lots of these shrugs in our wardrobe and just have them as an accessory to match instead of buying different colored handbags or just to kind of match whether it's a handbag that we have of that color or it's the shoes, we can just match them. I have just one more shrug, but let me try. I never tried this dress with these lower heels. These are Ralph Lauren pumps that I have. I bought them when I was going for a wedding a couple of years ago for Maria's niece in UK. And because I knew that we were going to be standing for a long time in church, because in Cypriot weddings, you actually stand in church during the wedding, and I wanted a bit lower heels. So instead of 4 inches or 9 or 10 centimeters, I think these were 6 or 7, I'm not sure. I don't know if you can see, but they have the white tip, beige tip, lighter beige, and they are darker beige, this nude on the side. Yeah, they look very nice with this as well. And I think they would go also with these with this shrug. But I think maybe I would pair it with maybe I would make like a lighter beige shrug. That would be nice. Then I'm going to try just with 2 more shoes because I have another handspun shrug, which was my first one, which is the darker one. So these are one of my highest shoes. These heels, I don't even know how I'm going to balance in them at the moment because I didn't wear them for a long time. Okay, so. But these ones are this warm brown color, and I don't have a warm brown shrug, but I do have this one, which is from my handspun, and this is cool brown. I don't know how well it's going to look. I'm actually trying it, and I'm getting hair from all the shrugs all over the dress. Like that. Hopefully this comes out well because I'm gonna have some cuts because I'm losing balance all over the place. Not only because I'm in high heels, but because I'm hitting the couch in the end. And I'm gonna show you the last pair of shoes as well, which I think I don't have to try a shrug on with that, which I think would pair really nice with this dress. These are one of the oldest shoes that I have. They're probably like 20 years old, and yet I love them. They're pony hair. And they have a square toe. And a bit lower and a bit square heel as well. And I think this goes very nice as well. So whether it's with a shrug or just on its own, maybe I would put a different bracelet on, and that would be that. So I don't know if that gave you any inspiration. Hopefully it did. But the whole point of this, and because many times I wanted to speak about that, is how I like to pair different styles and different. So all of the clothes that I pair, they're not necessarily all expensive. Some of the pieces are. In these cases, my shoes is where I spend the money. And not all of them, but most of them is where I spend the money. However, the dress was inexpensive. Most of the yarn that I used is inexpensive, although you could, let's say, invest in luxury yarn for something like this. That is also nice. However, for simple pieces like that, I think you can get away with, it doesn't have to be something, especially for the summer, that it doesn't have, although I did see in H&M one really nice one that on the website, which is merino wool as well. Oh, if I find it again, I'm going to link that one as well. Okay, I'm going to stop now because I hear Bailey barking, and then I'm going to see you when the sweater dries. It's the next day, and I'm recording early in the morning. The jumper dried. It dried already yesterday, but it's just too hot to put wool on during the day. And yesterday when I was trying on those shrugs, I was rewatching that segment and I kept on sweating and just wiping the sweat off my face. So I said, no, today I'm just going to record very early in the morning before, you know, it gets really hot. But it's finished. It dried, I blocked it, and the sleeves did elongate a bit, because I think that before it was blocked, it was above my elbow, like that. And now they're coming just below my elbow, which I'm very happy with the length. And the yarn, it was already soft, so I can't complain the softness of cool wool lace. However, now it's even softer. The cobweb yarn that I'm using, it's very, very good quality, because I use that leftover from garment industry, and the ones that I usually get, it's either Loro Piana or Zegna Barufa. So they're always very good quality. But pairing it with this, I'm very happy with how next to skin is soft. And the length, I used until the last bit of yarn, so the length is also just right. I can tuck it in as well if I want to. Let me go up on the couch so you can see better. So yeah, I can tuck it in as well. I'm completely happy with it. The only thing I would change is if it was black, but I already have the black one. You know, I tend to gravitate towards black. But otherwise, I'm just really, really, really happy with how it turned out. And I'm glad that I didn't have to buy any more yarn. I might in the future, now seeing how well these two pair together, I might get some more in other colors. But that's down the line, because right now I don't want to do that. And the thing is, I don't know exactly how much of this I had of cool wool lace, how much I actually had, because I didn't wait when I started knitting. It was a leftover from some project from years ago, and that's why I had bits and pieces that I had to connect, but all the ends are woven in, and I'm done. I mean, I used up every bit of yarn. So from the first sleeve, I showed you that I had this much left. And from the second sleeve, I had a little bit more. And the reason is that when I divided the yarn, always one of the balls has a tiny bit more than the other one. So when I knit the first sleeve, I always take the one that has the less yarn. So just in case, so I always know that for the second sleeve, I will always have definitely enough. So for the first sleeve, the one that has, even if it's, you know, like half a gram less yarn, I use that one. And that's why I have this little bit left. But seriously, this is a very small amount of yarn that I have left, and I'm just going to either leave it in case, you know, I need to fix something at later on, or put it in one of those really scrappy balls that I'm creating to make that crochet blanket. And yesterday, when I was trying on all these different shoes, I showed you those, my oldest shoes. These ones, the pony hair ones. And they're, oh, you see, that's what happened. So that's what I wanted to show you. They're actually not 20 years old. I bought them in 99. So they're what now? So they're 26 years old. And the brand is Nine West. If you can believe it, the label inside is still intact. One of them started raising a bit, and the shape still kept. They're just still the perfect shape. But what happened is when I tried it on, like this, what you saw that fell off, and I walked off with them from the heel here. This, I don't know how you call those in English. In Serbian, we call it flekice, I think. My mom, when I was younger, she would go and have those replaced, you know, when they fall off. So these ones, that one on one shoe, it broke in half, and they fell off. So now on the other one, it's okay. But what I'm thinking to do, I'm going to take them for shoe repair and just to replace these two. But otherwise, if this is not a good advert for the quality of the shoe, I don't know what is. After what did we say? 26 years, 25 years? No, what is 99, 6? So yeah, 27 years. So if this is not a good quality shoe, I don't know what is. The problem is I don't know with brands, I don't know if they're still such good quality, because sometimes the brands, they start off with really good quality and then their quality goes down. But at least at that time when I bought these, they were very good. So they have kept for 27 years. So now I'm just going to find, I think in the mall, we actually have this place that repairs shoes. So I'm gonna take it there whenever I go to the mall next and have them repaired. Okay, so that will be it for today, for this vlog. I hope you like the jumper, the sweater. I love it. And one lady, she wrote to me that she also thought that knitting for the summer, that she might feel too hot in it, and she avoided to do it for years. However, because the knitting has gaps inside, so the air circulates, she tried knitting one time in cotton, and she said that she wasn't hot at all. I don't think I have any cotton yarn, but what I do have is a lace weight cone of pure silk, undyed silk. And I'll see whether I might venture into that. Whether it's going to be just one strand of lace weight silk or kind of hold it double. No plans, but that I do have a cone of that, like a kilo of pure undyed silk. So we'll see. So maybe for next summer you're going to actually see me in a summer knit. I hope you're well. Thank you for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.